So Ken and I went to dinner yesterday, and he brought up a really good conversation, and that is the fact that he is working a lot of hours at work, which brings him to making sure that I am okay, because he is spending a lot of hours at work, more than he ever has throughout our whole relationship. And it made me think about this, because there are a lot of people who get very jealous of their work, their other half's work. And I never feel jaded when it comes to his career. And the fact of the matter of why is, from the jump gate, we've always been partners in everything. So he'll bounce ideas off of me. He always, he'll come up with an idea and he'll say, hey, does that sound good? Or I'll be listening to a podcast like I did yesterday morning and was like, hey, you should really do this because it would really benefit your team. So we bounce ideas off of each other all the time, which I think most relationships do nowadays. But the one thing that we say to the people that work with us is, if you're going to be spending that much time at work, A, it better not be bullshit. B, you better be making a difference in somebody's life. And C, you better be producing income producing activities. And that all comes down to also communication. And when you are working umpteen hours a day to build this dream that you have for yourself and your family and your long-lasting legacy, you can get a little bit hurt because sometimes you're leaving, people can feel left out. But it's also the other person's responsibility to express how they feel. And for me, I'm really big on communication. So everybody knows where I stand pretty much at all points in time, because I'm comfortable having those tough conversations. But the one conversation that I didn't ever think I would have is that he had last night. I don't personally feel that way, but he is feeling guilty for working those hours. So it was a really crazy little conversation we had. But our outcome from that conversation that we talked about this morning before he went into work, and yes, it's Saturday, we work on Saturdays, and we love it. We love what we do, and we love the people that we get to do it with. So working really doesn't feel like work sometimes. Sometimes it does. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes it feels like work. But it led us to the conversation that we had this morning over coffee, and that was, we're building this together. Yes, there are sacrifices that we have to make, and that sacrifice right now is time. It's late dinners. It's early morning breakfast, or coffee, because we don't eat breakfast in the morning. It's early morning coffee. But that's okay, because in the years to come, in 2 weeks, we're going to Hawaii to spend time with our family on Christmas that we get to provide for them. Why? Because we sacrificed to be able to do that. So, my thoughts on it is, know your other half's game plan at the forefront. Don't get in a relationship with a person who loves what they do, and you ultimately know that you are going to feel jaded in the relationship, because feelings can get twisted real quick. And also, that person should reciprocate it back. So when you're building your own business, if that's something that you want to do, you should have the support. Not somebody that's going to say, oh, you're working like this. As long as you're doing income producing activities, you're taking care of your team, and you're also taking care of your relationship to make sure that that's still healthy, that's all you have to do. And the number one thing that we realize, if it's not on the calendar, it ain't gonna happen. So make sure you schedule things in your calendar. Whether it's 15 minutes of time together, like a quick coffee, that's okay. A quick lunch, a late dinner, a massage, a bike ride, whatever. Put it on the calendar so you can make sure it happens. Enjoy!